Coming up on the Daily O, an update on the investigation into an Oklahoma representative.
And one tribal nation makes a historic announcement. We'll show you why that's not a good thing. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Glad you're with us. Starting things off in Oklahoma City, state investigators have executed search warrants at the home and office of Representative A.J. Pittman, a Democrat from Northeast OKC. Documents filed this week reveal the Office of the Attorney General of Oklahoma and the Oklahoma Ethics Commission are investigating allegations of forgery, embezzlement, and violations of the Computer Crimes Act related to her 2024 campaign account. Investigators seized multiple laptops, phones, iPads, flash drives, and bank and campaign-related documents from the home and office. The affidavit points to a suspicious $2,500 cashier's check tied to a prior settlement, plus large purchases, 2 big-screen TVs and a laptop, that the Ethics Commission says wouldn't have been approved under campaign rules. During the investigation, Pittman has been removed from all her assigned legislative committees and suspended from the Democratic caucus pending outcome.
The Cherokee Nation has declared a food emergency for the first time in its history, citing escalating food insecurity as the federal government remains partially shut down. Leaders say that weakened funding and interrupted services are jeopardizing nutrition programs across its territory and particularly impacting elders, families, and children who rely on those supports. Tribal officials are asking for immediate assistance and urging federal agencies to resume operations so that critical food aid, school meal, and nutrition support programs can continue without interruption. The situation the Cherokee Nation is facing is a reflection of the food emergencies many across the country are expecting as the government shutdown enters its 4th week.
Governor Stitt announced the expansion of the state's encampment cleanup initiative, known as Operation SAFE, into Oklahoma City. The operation takes the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and the Oklahoma Department of Transportation with sweeping state-owned properties, including highway underpasses and other state land, removing homeless encampments, debris, and trash. The governor says the move comes after a successful run in Tulsa and is a part of a broader push to restore safety and cleanliness across the region. He emphasizes that the state will work with a nonprofit coalition called Key to Home to help individuals in encampments access treatment and housing services. In the first day of the operation, at least 12 individuals were moved into shelter services, and more encampments are being targeted this week. Supporters say this joint effort could offer a more humane and coordinated response. Critics caution that unless housing and long-term solutions follow the sweeps, the underlying issues of homelessness may remain unresolved.
A new consumer tool is now live in Oklahoma, offering transparency in hospital pricing for the first time. Starting today, residents can visit Oklahoma Hospital Price Finder and simply enter a procedure, hospital name, or zip code and compare real pricing data across different facilities. The initiative comes after Governor Kevin Stitt signed legislation earlier this year requiring hospitals to post their prices or face penalties. Advocates say the move could drastically reduce surprise bills. For example, one patient's procedure cost was $1,200 in one facility and over $12,000 in another for the same procedure. Hospitals that fail to comply with the transparency law may also lose the ability to initiate debt collection on those services. For patients planning care, this is a tool worth using. A chance to shop smarter and avoid big shocks when the bill arrives.
Another of those new laws taking effect November 1st is Senate Bill 54, which is rolling out a tougher approach to DUIs. The law expands what qualifies as an aggravated DUI, so a driver can now face felony charges if they have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.15 or higher, crash while impaired, drive recklessly, elude law enforcement, or have a child in the vehicle during the offense. Previously, many of these cases would have been considered misdemeanors. This means mandatory jail time will apply for those elevated offenses. Law enforcement agencies are already preparing for enforcement under the new framework. Officials encourage anyone driving over the holiday season to be especially cautious and aware of the change in law. What was a misdemeanor could now carry far more serious consequences.
The weather was cold and windy today, as fall is finally beginning to settle in. Let's check in with Macy Strain in the Weather Center to see how those temperatures are looking. Macy?
Yeah, guys, we have had some fall weather this week, but let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions. Right now, we have a temperature of about 57, and guess what? We have a real feel of 57. We have a little bit of wind coming out of the west at about 19 miles per hour. But let's go ahead and take a look at our live shot across the west side of campus. As you can see, it is partly cloudy outside, and it looks a lot more beautiful than it feels. Well, that's all I got for right now, so I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, Macy. When we return, one OSU department is receiving national recognition.
And if you're looking for Halloween plans for your evening, we've got good news. The Daily O returns right after this.
Got a computer issue? Meet AB Computers, Stillwater's trusted experts in computer repairs. We understand how important your devices are to you. That's why we offer fast turnaround times, so you're never disconnected for long.
Hello, my name is Roger Smith. I'm the owner of AB Computers here in Stillwater. I offer excellent services for repairs, upgrades, custom build of systems. I do Mac and PC repair. I've got best prices on pretty much everything you can look for.
We service all types of computers, from PCs and gaming rigs to tablets and everything in between. Whatever your tech needs, AB Computers is your one-stop solution. Whether it's a locked screen, a sluggish system, or any other tech trouble, AB Computers has you covered. Visit us at 211 North Perkins Road, Suite number 10, right next to Walmart. Our new location offers easy access and plenty of parking, making it more convenient than ever to get the expert help you need.
Ace in the Bowl Salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl Salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Billboard has released its 2025 list of top music business schools, and OSU made the cut for the fourth year in a row. The list highlights schools offering degrees in music business, entertainment management, and music entrepreneurship, programs that combine classroom instructions with real-world experience, like student-run labels, concert production, and internships with major companies. OSU picked up points for its student-run record label, Poke U, as well as its student-run music festival, Stilly Stock. Other notable programs include Berklee College of Music, Belmont University in Nashville, the Frost School of Music at the University of Miami, and American University's Kogod School of Business, all recognized for connecting students directly with the music and media industry.
As the spookiest week of the year continues, OSU hosts the Ghastly Groove and Upcycled Costume Contest. The dance will hold deadly beats and undead vibes, as well as a costume contest with some wicked prizes. The Groove is hosted at the Student Union Activities Board and will take place in the Student Union Ballroom. Speaking of costume contests, the Department of Facilities Management will hold its own costume contest, with the theme being upcycled, meaning the costumes must be made with recycled materials. The upcycled contest will also hold prizes for the one who is the most creative and will be located on the library lawn. Whether you are looking for a supernatural experience or just a fun way to kick off Halloween weekend, you don't want to miss these events.
While the clouds have been hanging around the past few days, it looks like they're finally clearing up. Let's go to Macy Strain in the Weather Center with a look at our radar. Macy?
Yeah, guys, we saw some rain earlier this week, but let's go ahead and look at our chances heading into Halloween weekend. As for the rest of the evening tonight, we're not going to see any rain. It's going to be completely clear, But moving into tomorrow on Thursday, it's going to be pretty dry this weekend, guys. There's not much coming through, maybe a little bit of cloud coverage moving across the state, but not a lot going on. And then moving into Halloween on Friday, again, you are looking at completely clear skies to come in for your Halloween weekend. And let's go ahead and look at some things I think you need to look out for. We are going to see some cooler temperatures moving in this weekend, and we're going to see that wind speed coming down. After we had a day today of a wind speed sitting around at 23 miles per hour, we're going to see some lower speeds moving into this weekend. And like I said, that fall weather is really moving in. We're going to move away from those hotter temperatures. Well, that's all I got for right now, so I'll go ahead and send it back to Shay and Will.
All right, Macy. When we return, pressure is mounting on Congress to work out a deal as the country prepares for the next round of benefits to expire.
And President Trump's visit to Asia is coming to a close, but he has one big meeting left on the agenda. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
A record 4 weeks into the government shutdown, and it's now hitting critical services across the country. Essential workers like air traffic controllers and TSA officers are still on the job, but working without pay, raising concerns over safety and staffing. Meanwhile, the safety net for vulnerable Americans is rapidly fraying. The SNAP program, formerly known as food stamps, is in danger of shutting off benefits for millions of low-income households starting November 1st, unless lawmakers act. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, or WIC, which serves over 6 million women and children, is already signaling it could run out of funds within weeks. Unless Congress and the White House soon reach a deal, the ripple effects will only deepen from airport terminals to kitchen tables.
Across the Pacific, President Trump prepares to meet Xi Jinping in South Korea. While President Trump says he expects the meeting to result in a good deal, many aides at the White House are deeply worried he may shift the U.S. stance on Taiwan. They fear that in pursuit of a trade deal or de-escalation with China, the president could implicitly downgrade U.S. commitments to Taiwan's security, a move with major implications for regional stability. President Trump says he believes China had no intention to invade Taiwan, quote, as long as I'm here, raising eyebrows among allies who view Taiwan as vulnerable. Taiwan's foreign minister says that U.S.-Taiwan relations remain, quote, very stable.
The ceasefire in the Gaza Strip appears to be back on after a day of strikes. President Trump says that the U.S. brokered pause in fighting is intact despite the flare-up. Trump added that nothing is going to jeopardize the ceasefire deal, but he also stressed that Israel retains the right to respond if attacked. Hamas, however, denied responsibility for the attack on Israeli forces that triggered the strike and reaffirmed its commitment to the truce. The situation remains extremely fragile, as a single misstep could undo weeks of diplomacy.
Hurricane Melissa made landfall early this morning in eastern Cuba near Chive Rico, packing sustained winds of 120 miles per hour and unleashing damaging winds, flooding rains, and a storm surge up to 12 feet. The now Category 3 hurricane struck after having already battered Jamaica with winds of 185 miles per hour, leaving 7 people dead and 1 missing across the region. The storm also knocked out power to 500,000 customers in Jamaica. Forecasters say the storm will continue to move across Cuba and then move toward the southeastern Bahamas and possibly west of Bermuda. While the storm has begun to weaken, the National Hurricane Center warns of life-threatening rainfall, landslides, and flooding. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel says no resource will be spared to protect lives, but says there will be a lot of work to do after the damage.
A federal appeals court is taking a fresh look at the dispute over whether President Trump can deploy National Guard troops to Portland, Oregon. The issue arose after a federal judge blocked the federalization and deployment of the Oregon National Guard, ruling the administration lacked the legal authority. Now, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has vacated a previous 3-judge panel's ruling that had temporarily allowed the deployment, and the full court will rehear the case. At stake is whether the president can override state authority and deploy federalized Guard troops under statutes that govern domestic use of military force or Guard units. Legal observers say the decision could reshape how far federal power extends in domestic operations.
Cowgirl basketball kicked off their season last night with a killer exhibition game. Alyssa Brandon has the inside look right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Alyssa Brandon. Now let's see what's going on in sports. There's really nothing like a good first impression. And for Cowgirl basketball, they sure made a good one for their first time inside GIA this season. Zach Berger shows us how the Cowgirls didn't miss a step in their exhibition.
New faces and a new energy for Oklahoma State women's basketball as the Cowgirls take down Oklahoma Christian in an exhibition 104-51. It was all Cowgirls all night long. 6 OSU players scored in double digits, led by sophomore point guard Jaden Wooten with 19 points. New faces like Haley Timmer, Nicole Acott, and Amari Whiting made their debut in the orange and black, alongside big-name returners in Micah Gray and Staley Hurd. And it might have been an exhibition, but the Cowgirls were flying up and down the court. For head coach J.C. Hoyt, no matter what the game, the energy is part of their identity.
That's just who we want to be every day. Talk a lot about just not looking at the scoreboard and just playing the game the right way, playing the game with, full hearts and just a passion and a fire. And those are plays that that's who we want to be all the time.
Cowgirls now officially take the court on Monday, November 3rd against New Orleans for their season opener. Reporting from Gallagher-Iba Arena, Zach Berger, the Daily O.
And it just keeps getting better for Cowgirl basketball. Oklahoma State's very own Staley Hurd was just named to the top 20 watch list for the Cheryl Miller Award. Now, that award recognizes the best small forward in all of women's college basketball. The Sapulpa, Oklahoma native was also named the unanimous All-Big 12 pick, so lots to watch out for here for Hurd. Oklahoma State fans can support the loyal and true as fan voting starts this Friday. Now, it doesn't even stop there. Oklahoma State basketball is also all the buzz right now, with the recognitions rolling in for the men as well. Now, for Steve Lutz's crew, the name is Anthony Roy. Roy was named to the Jerry West Shooting Guard of the Year Top 20 preseason watch list. This is Roy's first season at Oklahoma State, but he's already shown off his scoring ability at both exhibition games. He finished with 28 points and 12 rebounds in a win over Auburn. Assistant coach Lou Godino is already impressed, even before Roy has made his official Cowboy debut.
Yeah, he's got an infectious personality, and he'll coach the guys to an extent. Obviously, he's not a coach, but he'll pick them up. He'll try to impart some knowledge on him. He's been around the game for a long time, but he comes to the gym and works, and he doesn't need music. He doesn't have the music blaring when he's working on his game individually. I was really impressed with that. He says all he needs to hear is the ball bouncing and the net swishing. That's the only noise he needs. But he's got a very, very good work ethic, and he really knows.
Cowgirl softball's very own Kenny Gajewski was named the president of the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association. Gajewski is one of 5 members to sit on the board for 2026, and he'll officially begin his term on January 1st. In a huge feat for himself, OSU, and the Big 12, Gajewski says it's an honor to be voted in by your peers and to represent the NFCA. The NFCA is a group I feel strongly about and I enjoy working with. It's exciting to represent Oklahoma State and our conference, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity that my term will have. Gajewski is the 15th coach to serve as president and the only coach ever selected from Oklahoma State. Well, that's a look at the sports headlines for today, but don't go anywhere. One major cleanup is rebuilding entire communities. Will and Shay have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. it's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
It was Halloween night on Dancing with the Stars last night. Riley Cohen has the latest on all the scares. Riley?
Thanks, William. Jan Ravnick and Jen Affleck had a scary exit after Dancing with the Stars voters eliminated them during season 34's Halloween-themed episode. Jan and Jen were the sixth couple eliminated this season, and during last night's episode, the pair danced contemporary to Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do, fully embracing the spooky theme and honoring Jan's roots as an Eras Tour backup dancer. Joining them in the bottom three were Andy Richer and Emma Slater, as well as Elaine Hendricks and Alan Burston. The remaining celebrity contestants include Alex Earl, Robert Irwin, Danielle Fishel, Jordan Childs, Dylan Efron, Elaine Hendricks, Andy Richer, and Whitney Leavitt. That's all I have for today. I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
A major humanitarian milestone in northern Sri Lanka. A non-profit Halo Trust has cleared 300,000 landmines and other explosive remnants of war across the country's former conflict zones. That clearance has opened up more than 120 square kilometers of land and allowed over 280,000 people who were displaced by the 3-decade civil war to return home safely. Working across 5 districts, Halo's Sri Lankan teams, many of them former displaced persons, have been on the ground since 2002. However, this achievement isn't just about clearing land, it's about rebuilding lives. People who once could not farm, live on their ancestral land, or send children to local schools are now doing so thanks to land that is now safe.
They say a dog is man's best friend, but today is a perfect excuse to celebrate our other four-legged friends. It's National Cat Day. The day was created in 2005 by pet and lifestyle expert Colleen Page to raise awareness about the millions of cats in shelters waiting for a loving home. Animal welfare groups say roughly 3 million cats enter U.S. shelters every year, and nearly half are never adopted. Advocates hope this day inspires more people to visit local rescues, donate supplies, or open their homes to a furry companion. Pet owners are also encouraged to spoil their cats a little extra today, with new toys, treats, or just some extra snuggles. So whether you're celebrating with your lifelong friend or with a new addition to the family, today's the day to show some love and maybe share a few photos using hashtag National Cat Day.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center where Macy Strain has our 7-day forecast. Macy?
Yeah, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the 7-day where I said we're going to start seeing some more fall temperatures. Today we had a high of 57 and a low at right around 34 and 34, excuse me. And moving into Thursday and Friday, we're going to see those highs in the low to mid 60s and those lows in the high 30s and low 40s. And then moving into the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see those highs in the low to mid 60s again and those lows in the high 30s. And to start off next week on Monday and Tuesday, we're going to see the temperatures warm up just a little bit with those highs in the high 60s and low 70s and those lows right around 46. Well, that's all I got, so I'll go ahead and send it back to the desk.
All right, Macy. That's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm William Manzel.
And I'm Shay Faulkner. Have a great night, everyone.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that and had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all.